So all are ready? So first of all, you need to create with a Maven project. Okay. So in the Maven project, make sure that this is the number of dependencies you are adding. So this repository for MySQL is not required. We need a Postgres connector. So we need to add a dependency. As it is a Maven project, you need to add this dependency. And at the same time, we need a Hibernate integration. So you need to add Hibernate core dependency and Hibernate entity manager dependency. So if you can open all of you pom.xml, you can observe the number of dependencies needed. Now, here we are going to make use of persistence.xml file. You can observe the properties configured here. First is the persistence unit name, and the transaction type is resource local, and the model object you are going to use is, along with the package name, you need to give the class name. And further, the properties are going to be like my database name is Postgres. I am going to use the database name is a Postgres, and the port number 5432, and my user ID password is Postgres and admin, and you need to give the driver properties. These 4 properties are mandatory. Further, to work with when I have my model class here, I wanted to create the table. Okay. It has to be created automatically. So HBM to DDL.auto property I have to use. Even for your case study also, you have to create the tables automatically based on your entity structure. So you have to enable this property. And the dialect is needed when you are going to process your commands with the entity manager related methods called transaction.commit, and then persist method, get methods. To perform these methods, you need to enable with the property called dialect. Postgres SQL dialect has to be added with. And to observe the queries which are generated by the tool at the console, you have to give a property called hibernate.showSQL. So this is the part of configuration into your persistence.xml, and this is called as a persistence unit along with your data source properties. This has to be loaded into every client application wherever you are going to work with. But in a project level, what you need to do is you need to create a util file. In this particular example, I have not created util, but better always you create a util file. Just like in our previous applications, we are every time creating a util, right? So like this, you need to create a util file where you need to create entity manager. You have to return that. But in this particular example, I have not made that a structure. There is no layered architecture here. Just I am sharing you Postgres application with CRUD operations without any structure. So first is, this is a model class. Our table name is going to be client model. And according to your case study, you need to maintain with your models. And then for each model, what all the attributes are needed, you have to maintain into your model class. And always primary key has to be annotated with @id, and generated type strategy you need to maintain. Identity is a generation strategy you can use so that your primary key values are automatically filled with. And the remaining columns you can give @column. Even it is not given for each and every column, that's fine. Default it will take. It's not mandatory. Whatever the remaining attributes are there in your entity class, all these get created as a columns into your table. This is about your entity. And further, the first logic is, how do we add one record of this client model class into your table? To perform with any type of a communication with a database, we need first is entity manager factory, and then we need a entity manager. Entity manager factory is the first object, and then you need an entity manager. Once you get an entity manager, you will perform the operation from Java application to your DBase, your database application. So what kind of operation we are going to do with? First operation is persist. To do with this persist, first you need to enable your transaction. Transaction should be begin. Once your persist operation is completed, your transaction should be stopped. Okay. For update, delete operation also transaction is needed. But whenever you are retrieving the data, you are selecting the data, find operation you are going to do with. For find, transaction is not required because it's not a transactional statement. So the same steps we are doing here. First we are creating entity manager factory. Whenever you create entity manager factory, it need a persistence unit name. So you need to pass your persistence unit name. Exactly, it should match. So based on your persistence unit, you are going to load your entity manager factory. Once it is created, then the second step is you create an entity manager. You get an entity manager object. Once the entity manager is created, further step you are going to do is inserting one record of your client details into the table. To insert first time, okay, you need a object to be inserted. So we are creating an object. This is your entity object. Okay, your entity is created, which is the state is called as a new. Okay, new state. It is not associated with your entity manager. Now you are setting the values. Up to here it is still new state only, transient state only. Now you have begin the transaction. Here your transaction is getting begin. Now you are saying that persist of your client object. Whichever object you have to insert, that object you have to persist. Here is, okay, now it will enter into the state called managed state. Whenever you say once the persist is executed, now it will be pushed to database. Right, here itself it is going to run with insert query. Once this is done, immediately your transaction should be committed. Okay, your transaction is end. Once your transaction is completed, are you going to perform continuously to add the records? Then going forward into your application logics, you may use this for further logics. You can extend this code. But in this particular example, just we are adding one record. So our job is completed. Then you have to close your entity manager. Here your entity manager is closed. Right? So this is the steps you have to observe. Those who are doing first time this JP applications with CRUD operations with Postgres, be careful. Okay, follow all the steps. This is for save operation. So whenever you are ready with this adding of records, okay, you just run this application. The table what we are going to create is here client model, right? So here it created a client model object and it is inserting the values. Let's go here and check our table. So /d, you can display all the tables. The model, client model is created. Now you can observe the data from select star from client model class. Right? In the client model, it added with the two records, RAM2, okay, mail. The two records are added with. Suppose you wanted to add one more record, okay, you just go here. Create with one more record, okay, full stack engineer, and then mail, save it, right click, run as Java application. It get inserted. Now if you go here, check with the same table, you have added with one more record. Right? Now this is insertion logic. Wherever in your case studies you need to insert into the tables, okay, you have to make use of this logic. Don't worry, I'll give one more examples on associations. So first all of you practice with this, be comfortable with database operations, then you proceed with your repository logics. Okay. Second, in any of your logics, okay, whatever may be the business requirement, only 4 operations you need to do. What are the 4 operations? Either you will be adding into the table, or you will be updating something from your table data, or deleting or listing. Any operation, only this is the 4 operations you need to do. So you become comfortable with these 4 logics so that it is easy to implement with your any case study problem. Second is display demo. Display means what? Like you have to display, right? You have to display the data from the same table. So again the steps are same. Loading of your persistence unit, entity manager. When you are loading, transaction is not required. You don't need to begin with. But how do we load it? So we have got all the IDs 1, 2, 3. Now I wanted to load the third record. Find is a method. Find is a method to load an entity, load a record from your database. For the given primary key value. What is the primary key value you are going to give is your ID value. So here is 1L we are giving. Why L we are giving is, here it is a long data type we have taken. If it is a long in Java, you have to use a suffix L. So that is the reason. If you give 1L first record, 2L second record, 3L third record. Let me give third record. I wanted to display third record. Now here you can display with all the details. Let us say client ID, then name. Okay, you can display with the profession and all the other details. Gender. So whenever you need to load a particular object, go for a find method. Further you can use queries, but initially you practice with this. So when we are loading, the select query is executed internally. Okay, whenever you say find, it is going to load with a select query. Okay, so now it is going to select it based on the key value you passed, called your primary key value, means ID equal to 3L. It's a long value. So third record is displayed. If you pass the second one, so then it is going to display with the second record. Okay, this is how it is going to display with. Let us say you wanted to display all the clients from the table, then definitely you have to go with a query. When you wanted to load with a single object, use with find. Okay, so we are writing a query here. Whenever you write a query, it will always return a list of values. Okay, and the query is going to be from. So from is nothing but it is similar to your query called select star from. Okay, so this from syntax is called HQL, Hibernate Query Language. We are using JPQL and as well as Hibernate Query Language. So in JPQL you will write a select, the syntax is like this: select C from client C. This is a query you will write. This is JPQL. Okay, means yesterday we have done. Suppose if it is a HQL, this is the syntax: from, okay, your entity object name, entity class name, and then your reference name. Right? So now what is a class you need to map? What is a class, entity class name you need to specify? Then get result list is a method which will give you a list of clients and then list of objects you are going to print with. So now you can print all ID, name, profession, gender, okay, for all the records coming from your table. So if you can practice with this, all the 4 CRUD operations, okay, you can practice with any project. You have to make this application as a reference. Now I wanted to load all the details from my table. I'm able to get all the details. And you need to customize. After you get the data, you can store directly into the list and you are going to use for each or iterator to list all the values. So the main logic is how do we get the data and how do we map into our collections. Further, you know how once the data is dumped into your collection, how do we process, you know very well, right? So this is a part you need to concentrate to load all the details. So you have done how to insert, you have done how to get one single object, how to get all objects, okay? And further, yesterday I told you to explore on JPQL, right? based on some given condition, how do we pass a query, that you need to explore again. Okay, then is how do we remove. Let us say from the same table I wanted to remove a particular record. Okay, while removing, right, here we have got 3 records. I wanted to remove the second one. So when you wanted to remove the second one, pass the primary key value 2. Okay, first you are loading it. After you load it, what is the method you are going to do? Remove. Remove is a method, it is going to perform with the delete operation. Once the deletion is done, you have to commit it. So commit. At the end, you close. If something went wrong, the entire transaction should be rolled back. So in the cache block, roll back it. Now you wanted to remove the second record. You go here. Delete query is executed. So go here and check whether it is deleted or not. Second got deleted. Right? Now, how do we update it? Updating means modifying. Let us say for first record, okay, means for my first record, name of the person is Ram2, profession is SE. Okay, now I wanted to change it. So first I will load it, means first I will find it. After loading, I got my object. That object I wanted to set my name, set my profession, any name I wanted to give. I make it FSC. Okay. Further, any other details you wanted to set it, you have to set with the same object. Setting itself is nothing but an update. Okay, here it will do update operation. Right? So now once your update operation is done, again you are going to close it. You just run as. Okay. See here, it is running an update query. Your update operation is done. If you go here, you can check whether the update is done or not. So for the first record, you are able to update your profession and as well as your name. So all of you look into this application first. Okay, make sure that your persistence.xml is configured properly according to your configurations. Don't forget, whatever is a database name you are working in your system, that name you give here. I am working on a default database called Postgres, so I have given this. If you create your own custom database, give that name, give your own credentials, right? And the rest of the properties remain same. You don't need to do the changes. And you need to add your client names. Client in the sense model objects names, entities names. Your application, you will be having your own classes. So make sure that you are passing the appropriate entity classes names here. If in the same project you are working with multiple entities, give all the entity class names. And then you need to provide your persistence.xml always as part of your meta INF folder. And here this is a Maven project, not a simple Java project. Make sure that everybody is working with Maven project. So you have done with the Maven application. And in the same application, you find the number of dependencies needed. All of you just update your projects with the same number of dependencies so that it will be easy for you to work with your Postgres database. And further, I will be showing you one test case for either save or list or display, right? So let me take a display method. In this my display logic, what I am going to do is, okay, I am displaying one client details, right? So this thing, instead of writing into my main method, if it is in the main method, I cannot test it, right? So I will be writing. You just assume that this class is my repository class, and I am going to write a logic called, okay, it will return, the return type is public client object, get client is my method in which I am going to get the client object and I will return that. Clear? I am loading with, and then I am creating entity manager, I am getting my client object. Finally, what do I need to do? I have to return client. This is what is my logic. Now, how do I test this method? This is what is your job, right? Next, writing a test case. This test case have to be tested by using your JUnit. So I am writing my JUnit test case in the same package, but better always you go with the other package. Otherwise, let me create another package. So new, create a package. com.cg.test. In this test, I am going to write my display demos test case. So how do I write it? Right click, new, other, JUnit test case. Next, go here with a Jupyter. So number 5, version 5 we are going to use. Setup and take down, if you want you can use. And next, add the method to be tested. So I wanted to test my get client method and finish. So as soon as I add, I am getting this test case that I will move into my test package. Right? This is now my test case. In this test case, I need to add with my dependencies, otherwise I'll get errors, right? So let me go to my dependencies. Let me add the dependencies. So all the JUnit 5 dependencies I am adding. Save it and update. I need to change my, should be 1.8. So we have added with the number of dependencies needed for JUnit, and then we have updated our project, and just we are looking into our test case. Still we need to update the project. And don't forget to add code review tools, either PMD or SonarLint. Always for your project code you have to make sure that you are using debugging, you are using code review tools, so that when something went wrong in the problems, it will be displaying you all the reasons for your application. What all the warnings are displayed, it will be showing you. So don't forget to add code review plugins. SonarLint you can use, or PMD you can use. Yeah, still it is taking some time to update. Still it is updating. So here is, before it get updated, let me show you like how do we test it. So first of all, the object need to be tested is, this is a display demo object, right, in which we have get client method. So let us first import that. You need to create the object here, display demo dd, and then here you will say dd equal to new display demo. This is called setup process, and display demo you need to import first. Then is, after imported, that has to be released into your tear down method. So dd equal to null. As soon as your testing is completed, your object what you are using for testing should be nullified. You need to release the resource. Done. In the test case, so what is the return type of your client? C equal to the return type of your get client method is a client object, right? So dd dot means display demo object dot get client is a method. You need to test it whether it is returning a client object or not. Okay, you need to check with client also should be imported because it is not available here, right, in this package. Once if it is returning, if it is of type client, okay, now you can check with assert not null. Means assert not null of your client object. If C is or assert same, you can say. There are multiple methods are available. Assert same, assert method, assert null, assert not null, assert same of C comma or there is another process called assert true. C is instance of, you can use this operator as well. You have to check whether it is of type client or not. So if your method get client is returning an object of type client, means your test is done. Means your display method is properly returning your client object. Means your test case is testing it. If it is true, means your test case is passed. This is how you need to write the test cases for each and every logic of your repository classes. This itself is called as your DAO testing, data access object testing. Here still my test libraries are not imported. It is the reason I am checking. Let it update. Just to write the test cases, I am just copying these imports. Okay. Library is not still updated. Or else what I can do is, I can do explicitly add the library, configure build path, add library. We can add a JUnit library explicitly. Instead of Maven, we can add like this also, JUnit 5, finish, apply and close. It is an alternate way, okay. And assert true, assert true is inserted, assert true, you can check like this. Clear guys? Now right click, run as, run configurations, JUnit, okay. Select all the, suppose if you have multiple test cases, you can run all. Select the version of JUnit, apply and then run. If it is returning, okay, client object, then it will say true, your test case is passed, okay. So as of now, let's say if it is test case is passed or not passed, that is not a matter. Just you need to check it, like whether you are able to write the test case logic for a given logic or not. You must able to write your test cases for the given DAO class. Let's say this is a DAO which is loading your client. You need to test it. There is another method which is saving, right? This is also need to be tested. You are displaying all. This is also need to be tested. Every DAO class method has to be tested. Okay. So here it is running the select query. It is loading it, but this instance of is not working, it seems. What you can do is get client you are calling. Whenever you are calling the get client, it is loading the second one, right? Okay. So in the test case, what you can do is assert equals of, okay, what is the thing you wanted to check? 2L, expected value is 2L, and C dot get ID also should be 2, because you are loading of what here? Second object, right? Now here also you are testing with 2. You need to check with assert equals of C dot get ID is 2 or not. If both are same, okay, your test case is passed. Assert equals of is ambiguous for, you can say assert same otherwise. When it is object, you can make use of same method. If it is a value, you can say assert equals, okay. Both are objects. It is also returning an object. It is also an object, long object, because here you can observe this is created as a wrapper class. So it is an object. Whenever it is an object testing, you have to use assert same. When it is a value testing, use assert equals, okay. You need to explore on this. Right click, run as, run configurations, run the test cases. So again it is testing here. So test case result you can check why it is getting failed. So it is a null pointer exception. So it is throwing null pointer here. That is the reason test case is getting failed. Somehow, whether it is passing or failing, you must be knowing like writing a test cases. How do I test it? There are many ways you can test it, right? Either by checking whether this object is of type client or not, whether checking its value, and you will give a sample data and it is matching with the database values or not. You can write any logic to test it, but somehow you need to perform the test case for your DAO classes, right? This is how you need to practice with to complete integration with your repository classes, to connect with the database, to perform insert, delete, update logics, and writing the test cases, running with the Maven project. Maven project means you must be using with the Maven configuration for dependencies. That's all for this. All of you can look into